Down to one friendly.
After playing Rainbow Six Vegas, I thought I was done with the series forever. Vegas, with its first-person cover mechanics, regenerating health, uninteresting story, supplemented with hundreds of scripted events, and lack of actual worthwhile tactical elements, Vegas was the black sheep in the series. They tried to compete with Call of Duty franchise, while completely ignoring what made its predecessors, especially Raven Shield, so great and timeless. Should Patriots be released, it would have been death knell for the fans of the series, as it was more of the same.
15 seconds remaining.
Luckily, Ubisoft is not an EA, and they came to their senses and figured out how to keep the franchise alive.
5 seconds. Secure the container. Hostile. Secure the container once the threat is neutralized. Op 4 eliminated.
Thus, Rainbow Six Siege is a perfect example on how to rethink popular series of mostly single-player / cooperative tactical shooter for online player versus player environment.
The diffuser is online and active. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Now, Rainbow Six Siege is referred to as an evolution of Counter-Strike, and to a degree I can agree with that. As such, due to the popularity of said game, most reviewers will not give you any technical tips and tricks on how to optimize your game so that you will have an edge against other players. I am not most reviewers, so I will give them to you as they are really helpful. First tip is to set aspect ratio to 4:3. This will stretch your screen and it will make in-game models larger by quite a bit, including operators, thus making them easier to hit. As trade-off, they will move slightly faster and the game might look a little bit uglier. But this is the way how pros play. Plus, it is near essential for smaller monitors. In graphical settings, key is to get a stable frame rate at all times. With frame rate of 144 Hz, even with powerful hardware, it usually means getting low settings. This game can be a dark one, so set your brightness settings accordingly. Do not be intimidated by bulletproof gear and especially bulletproof helmets. In here, you can one-shot headshot with 9mm pistol regardless of what your opponent is wearing.
Mission success.
Take care when shooting. You can easily team kill in this game. Most players will understand if you kill them by accident when they walk into your line of fire, as there is deathcam that shows them why did it happen. Second tip is to play with earplug headphones with night mode sound settings on. Most likely you have seen pros wearing expensive headsets supporting Dolby Surround Sound 7.1. But the funny part is that they are wearing earplugs underneath them, as they will give you most accurate positional sound reproduction in stereo. So you do not need to get any of those $100 headsets. It is a sham. Also, this game has a problem with 7.1 surround sound. It simply does not work properly and will trick you most of the time. And when it comes to night mode, it tunes down unimportant noise while keeping important noise of footsteps at the same level as other sound options. Third tip, if you can afford it and run it, get 144 Hz monitor with 1 millisecond response time with at least 27-inch screen. Bigger screen means bigger in-game models.
Attempting to secure the container.
Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about quirks of the game and its gameplay. This is 5v5 single life deathmatch game with objectives and timer. where teams are switching from defenders to attackers and vice versa, until one team reaches 3 wins. As defenders, you start game inside of a building, protecting some objective, be it hostage, biocontainer or a bomb. With biocontainers and bombs, there can be 2 of them present in the game. You have 40 seconds of warm-up time, when you can place barricades and armored walls without interruption from attackers. Defenders also have nifty gadgets like deployable shield, barbed wires, explosive and bulletproof cameras.
Located a bomb. Get ready to engage. The bomb.
As attackers, you start outdoors. During warm-up, you get to scope area for an objective. You do so with drones. These minigames is quite intricate. Best results are to find an objective and hit drones near it. Fun part about attackers is breaching into defender strongholds. Even after 5 years, this does not get old. Now, as with many online competitive games, Rainbow Six Siege implements hero system as well. In this game, heroes are called operators and each one has ability and loadout system of sorts. Loadout system presents a huge problem, as with gadgets you are limited to 1 out of 2 options. Sometimes both of these options can be a bad choice during certain circumstances. Common problem with defender team. With defenders, obvious choice for me is C4, as it is the only thing that can reliably kill skillet, shield operators outside of playing an operator named Smoke. And it gives you opportunity to blow unsuspecting enemies in situations when you cannot poke your head around. As of now, only 6 operators have access to C4. Speaking of shield operators, yes, this game allows you to play as operators who can carry ballistic shield. And yes, it is as broken as it was during Counter-Strike 1.6, where it was banned in most games. They are controversial even in this game, though in my opinion they are not that broken, if you have means to blow them up. Matchmaking for solo players is iffy in this game. The problem is not the skill of the players, as you get matches with your equals. Problem is that you get placed in outgoing casual games where you have players missing in your team. Also, there is heck of a lot team killers, especially in casual, but they do appear in rankeds as well. In here, Ubisoft is to blame, as you cannot report players for anything other than toxic behavior, and their punishments, if any, are actually enforced, are laughable. Regards to reporting, you cannot specify any details as to why are you reporting someone. Also, missing a report for cheaters is worrisome. Ubisoft is one of those companies that likes to censor certain opinions, goes as far as to ban you for it, rather than address real game ruining problems. That said, I did not meet any cheaters, but there is always a chance few will manage to avoid anti-cheat program. And then it falls down to players to report them by sending ticket to Ubisoft. This could be made much more simpler, like in League of Legends for example. After all, some cheaters are bragging on YouTube about how they make money by boosting other players in ranked. Sometimes you get these weird error messages saying that the game is full. This is kinda funny, considering whole game works on automated matchmaking system. Obviously well-made matchmaking system would have it never had these types of issues. All of this can be solved with pre-made groups of players. This is most reasonable way how to play this game and it gives you huge advantage. Though in this case, you have to fall in line and pick what hero is needed for the team, as most popular heroes are always taken. But if you manage that, you can get insanely coordinated games, especially as attackers, where you have combo that is capable of dealing pretty much with anything, where you can destroy enemy gadgets, cut through armored walls, discover enemies with drones, blind and smoke your enemies and ultimately kill them. At times, this game defies its own mechanics by introducing hard content to them. You have this defender operator mute who can play signal disruptors that can stop most drones. But then you have attacker operator Twitch. She can use her shock drones to destroy those signal disruptors. All of them in warm-up phase,
Biohazard container
and
located.
still she will be able to zap something else. She is so broken in fact that she can destroy bulletproof windows that defender operator Mira can place. Worst of all, armored walls, normally indestructible by breach charges, grenades and gunfire, there are specialized
Secured.
attacker operators like Maverick who can cut through them without making any noise, Glass who can shoot through them, Hibana and Termite who can blow them up altogether. When playing as defenders, you have to rely on static cameras for vision. Ones you start with are near useless when facing skilled opponents, as they have fixed spam locations. There is also bulletproof camera gadget,
Four last operator.
but ironically, they can be destroyed if enemy shoots them from the side,
Op 4, last operator
rendering them
standing.
nearly useless.
Friendly, last operator standing.
From my experience, it is advisable to play Maestro and Valkyrie in a team to get additional vision that you can
10
place
seconds
where you
before
want
insertion.
to. Other than that, when it comes to defenders, they have weak vision compared to attackers, who can place their 10 drones in a million positions. Also, there is a terrorist hunt. I am not a fan of this game mode. It is just flat out boring wave shooter in one part, and in another, trap simulator where bots spam nitro cells all over the building. It is also broken, enemies get stuck a lot. If you want to play a real terrorist hunt, Rainbow Six Free Raven Shield 2.0 modification is a better choice. By the way, what is this? Who in the world came up with the idea to force players into this? Literally whole map is filled with yellow smoke and you cannot see anything. I know, my brightness settings are partially to blame, but I am not changing them because of this, when it works for me in every other scenario. Even then, this smoke is there to obstruct your vision. It does not make challenge any harder, it just serves to make you angry, really angry. This would be okay if this game did not give you terrorist hunt specific missions for extra in-game currency. I personally leave every time in hope to get a better map where you can see enemies on the other side of the room. Unlocking new heroes is not that bad when you do missions. Now first, I did not knew there were missions in this game. They are called club challenges and you get to them by using Shift plus F2 and then clicking on A symbol. And there is another called daily challenges in the main screen of the client. Ubisoft could have made this a little bit more obvious.
Friendly mission successful.
Missions themselves are sometimes silly, requiring you to play a hero you do not own. I have never seen a game doing this, until now. Newly released heroes are locked behind paywall if you own starter edition of the game. I mean, you paid for the game and you earned in-game currency for it, but no, you have to pay more cash to get to them. Just wait till it goes on sale, as it is frequently on sale of some kind. Also, for those who are unsure, there are free weekends events where you can try this game for
Op 4
free.
eliminated. Down to 15 seconds. Protect the biohazard container. Friendly's victorious. Hostile.